Okay, we're gonna share this on Twitter. See if people can on Twitter to see if people can join. Hmm. Hmm. Let me check my settings and see if I'm not doing anything right. But I keep sharing it. I just don't know why I'm not getting any chat messages. It says all live messages, all chat messages. Hmm. Mm, mm, mm. I think this is how you talk. I see it here, but I don't know exactly why I'm not seeing it inside of. Hmm.
Hey, how are you doing? I want people to join.
Okay, I see you chatting down the bottom, but I'm not exactly sure why it's not posting up where I'm filming. But we're gonna see if this is where people chat. Um, if you can hear me and you clicked on, try going to actual YouTube instead of Twitter and see if you can actually chat down at the bottom of the video itself. And I need anybody who can see this to please let me know if y'all can hear me because I was having the same issue with Periscope. And if I have to go back to Periscope, this is going to be a long day. But, um, mm-hmm. Everything's freezing. Nope. Okay. But we're going to see. Oh, shoot. This is the, oh no, Friday Night Chat. This is not the right one. Okay. I need you guys to click the click link in the Twitter to join. Go straight. And this is how we're going to do it. All right. Yes, I am live again. Yes, I am. Here we go. Oh, you found me. Thank you. Because I'm glad you found it because I sure didn't know how to tell you. I wonder if that's what problem everybody else is having. Okay. Ooh, that felt good. Okay, I found pop out chat. Can you explain down um Oh, see, Pastor Page can figure it out. Can you please post on Twitter and I will retweet how people can chat? Because a lot of people have been trying to join and chat with me, and for some reason they couldn't figure it out. And I am so technically bad at this that I didn't know how to do this. So I'm not seeing your chat on my actual channel page, but oh, okay, it's over here in the corner. Oh, look at us now. I think we got something going. Okay, hi everybody. It's me, Miss Pinky, and it's Miss Pinky Thoughts, and I am just now discovered where the window is. I think where I'm video recording, the box is not there, but on my desktop, I'm seeing. I'm glad for whoever feels like joining. And if you guys can also retweet in Twitter, and if you can like and subscribe to the channel, this would be a great day. And we can talk about anything. Earlier, we was talking about suicide awareness. But hey, if y'all have any questions or anything, um, feel free. I'm gonna move my keyboard a little bit because I can actually type y'all at the same time too. Let me back up from the screen because y'all gonna get some weird angled bloop shots. I'm in the chat. I'm on the mic. I have my microphone. I have my headset. I finally got something going here. Oh, this is what happens when you don't have any subscribers, any Patreon, and you just doing this shit out of your own pocket. You have to just use what you got. But God will provide, I guess. And hi, beautiful people, for joining me today. I hope you can stay a little bit longer than a little bit earlier, but I think I found the chat. I'm gonna post this again and tell people to look towards the right and click, and then they can see. But this seems cool, and this is awesome. This is working way, way, way better than people kept tweeting and Mabel kept saying they couldn't hear me. But I don't have much to do tonight, so let's close out some of these windows. Okay, I'm gonna delete some of my Twitter. Oh, I got a like. Ooh, I got to over some small stuff, but hey, I get what I can get because we need to spread this conservatism around. So, shout out to all my friends at freedomreconnection.com. If some of you are joining me or some of you will watch this later, I want to keep on shouting y'all out because y'all were my friends on Twitchy and y'all came on over and Pastor Page, you're awesome. And also Venturi Discharge. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. I am really bad at reading screen names. I even say Miss Pinky instead of Mrs. Pinky, so I mess up my own name, like I like to say from time to time. But um, I'm going to pin this to my main page. And then I am going to delete some of these other ones. And maybe we can get something going tonight. It's Friday, June 8th, 2018. And we're going to have a little bit of party tonight. So, not this one. We're going to delete this one. And not this one. We're going to delete this one. If y'all see me looking back and forth, it's because I am looking at so many screens right now. And hey, I can even chat in here. I think one of my friends, Ordinary from Quick Draw, when we did ours, we did it in Google Hangout, and he is more technological than I am, so he probably could figure out how we all could talk back and forth over Google Hangout. I have Google Hangout, but I haven't gotten it. I'm on my desktop tweeting, and I'm on my tablet talking. Earlier, I was holding my phone, and my arm got tired, so I had to come up with a better way. I do have a web camera that I can hook to my desktop, but I don't know if it's compatible to Windows 10 or what we're doing right now. So I'm just gonna sit here and keep talking. So I guess I'll get it together soon enough, but it's better than me not doing nothing. So here we go. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Intellectual Shorty. I need you to, for everybody who's joining now and joining late, if you look to the right of where my video box is, you can And all my followers are going to laugh and see that I am not literate when it comes to computers. But I do have some ideas and thoughts on conservatism. So we can talk about that. We can talk about anything else y'all like. And Pastor Page, I want to thank you for posting the scripture and the context on my Twitter page. So that was awesome. You guys are hearing me okay? If you are, just let me know and I can read the text as I'm talking. But because I'll just read and I'll answer you with my voice instead of talking, typing and talking at the same time. So, oh, it sounds great to you. Oh, great, 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 great. Periscope. I was having such trouble with people hearing me. So the fact that we got the sound going and everything is good. Do you guys have anything you want to talk about? I know I talked to you your ear off a little bit earlier, Pastor. I know Venturia is a little bit new. So, um, actually, I'm gonna close down some of these windows on my desktop. And if you guys want to talk about anything, you want to discuss anything, I know earlier we were talking about suicide, and I know Pastor was talking about a close friend, I'm sorry, nephew that suicided, and I have a whole list of people that just expand on conservatism. Oh, okay, that's cool. We can do that. One of the things that's my pet peeve about conservatism is one, people act like it's racist, and two, people act like it's new to the black community just because of the Kanye West thing. When we've had prominent African Americans be in conservatism for a long time. Excuse me. So because of that, people think that. See, they gotta realize that we are a minority in the country. We only make up 14% of the population, and of that 14%, meaning that that's 60+% that's not black. Of the 14%, only a quarter of that votes. So, a quarter of 14 is like 9-ish, if my math is okay. So that means 9% of 350 million people vote Democrat. 9. So if you do, let's round that up to 10% because 10 is the easier number. 10% of 350 million is 35 million. So you got 35 million black people probably voting Democrat. I'm probably voting all together. And then they saying 92% of that vote Democrat. So yes, we make up a very small number of a small number of a small number. But even if you get the entire black population, which is 14%, to vote, and I'm sorry, my numbers are probably way whack. So if you're a mathematician and you're watching this, sorry. But I'm just trying to show you how small the number is to say that all black people vote Democrat. Because even if all black people did, all of us voted Democrat, 14%, 350 million is roughly 35 to 40 million people. Meaning this is why, you have to have white allies and other race allies, you know, you suck at math, yeah. But you get what I'm saying. I'm saying that the term minority, but you got to realize if you're saying we're a minority, then you can't say then we are helping tip the scale either or. We're actually not. It's the majority who. So when you are saying white people this and white people that and anti-white this and all that, you're like saying, okay, guess y'all don't want to, white people to vote for us. And I'm like, that makes no sense math-wise. Not even talking about, cultural-wise. So then they just say, okay, we need to just beat white people down, make them feel guilty for slavery, and make them vote for us. I don't understand why you do that. If you have a good, solid base for your beliefs, then they should be able to stand on their own 2 feet, and people should be able to glom onto that. Now, I can't say because I joined the military, I have a little insight into government controlling your life. And that could have helped me just a tad bit, but I have a lot of African American and non-white friends that are conservative that never spent a day in the military, so I can't even blame it on that. But it's a combination for me from being a veteran, living under Democratic rule in inner cities, and so how did I realize that I was a conservative? This is gonna sound really weird, but you know how you get them surveys online and they say click what you believe, and then they tell you. It was a combination of that, and then I read it and it said conservative. I was like, what? I'm a conservative, but I don't even know. And then it was more so me doing my own research. So I think around 2010 is when it was like the Ron Paul boom with the Tea Party and the libertarians was getting up there. And so I was like, who is this old guy that's talking and making sense about us being in Iraq? Who is this old guy that's talking about the government shouldn't be in our business? And who is this guy? Like, it's like Mitt Romney, Obama, and then this old dude. And then it's like, I always taught to, at least listen to old people because they have wisdom. So Ron Paul, I'm sorry, not Rand is his son. Ron Paul started talking, and then I learned about the Tea Party. And I learned that T stood for taxed enough already. And then all of it just spilled from there. So I've always had conservative values, but see, this is the thing people don't realize. Like, a lot of African Americans have conservative values. They just think conservative racism, and then it doesn't go past there. But if you actually look at what conservatives believe and what we're supposed to believe, we're supposed to be we're usually Christian. We're usually about family. We're usually about being self sufficient. So it actually lines up with a lot of African households to be conservative, but a lot of people just don't know what the words mean. They see Republican, oh my God, racism. Democrat, oh, help the little guy. Or so it's been so brainwashed that the words actually been mixed up. So once I started getting into Ron Paul and I was being nosy of who he was, and okay, oh, this guy is actually in government and he's been there for a while. People just not listening to him. And then it's like, yeah. He was like, oh, I thought it was Democrat. I thought it wasn't. I'm like thought, okay, I'm black. My parents like the Clintons, and my dad always talking about Bill Clinton. And then I'm from Baltimore, and then I see blue all over the place. So yeah, I guess I'm a Democrat. And then I realized I didn't even know what none of the words mean. And then obviously I went to school, so I knew the branches of government, and I knew like. Let me tell you something real funny about Rush Limbaugh. I did not know who this guy was at all. I might have saw some reference to this fat white guy, and that was as much as I could tell you about Rush Limbaugh. But President Obama, and a couple of Democrats keep talking about this guy, like Rush this, blah, 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 Limbaugh this, blah, blah, blah. And so the more they kept talking about Rush Limbaugh, the more I started getting curious of who is this Rush Limbaugh? Who is Rush? Wait, who would name that kid Rush? Like, is Russia like an acronym? Or so when you live in the South, in Georgia, it's actually easier to get FM radio stations. So I said, you know what? Y'all don't like this guy. Y'all always talking about, so let me listen to Rush Limbaugh. And like, I'm a millennial, so I had no clue who this dude was. All I knew is he was like just this big white dude, and he's just talking. And then I started listening to him. And I don't agree with everything he's saying. I'm going to say that off the bat. I don't agree with everything. I don't even understand everything he talked about. But he do make a lot of sense. And I'm sorry, but to me, your color, your gender, your sexual orientation, your religion, all that goes out the window if you're saying stuff that actually is clicking, like click. And I don't know if it's because he's been doing it longer than I've been alive, or I don't know, somebody paying him, like, I don't know none of that. But he knows how to like draw the lines down to like the simplest minded person. He knows how to break, conservatism down. He knows how to break Democrats down. He knows how to break it all down so that you don't have to be the smartest person to understand what's going on. And at least if you listen to him, you can be like, oh, okay. I might not like him, but what he's saying makes sense, So yeah, he's really good at bashing this. But the thing I like that he does though, and this is why I can't get with some other conservative people, like, say, I was listening to, like, Michael Savage a little bit, and the reason he turned me off is because he does it in a way where he's not, like, attacking, like, them personally. He's not attacking, like, their mama, or he's attacking the ideology of Democrats. He's breaking it down like, you say that you want to be able to take care of yourself, but then you asking the white guys to help you. Obama's doing this, but saying this. He's saying that he's trying to help the world, but he's giving money to Iran to build a bomb. Like, he's breaking it down. And I swear people don't know this because they probably just see black people in the car. But when we're together and it's 12 o'clock, we're listening to Rush Limbaugh. And I almost wanted to call in and be like, Rush Limbaugh, y'all got some black fans and y'all don't even know. Like, you talking this stuff. And I almost want to be like, because if you read me on Twitter, some people really think I'm a troll because I guess the left irks me so much. I like to troll. So some people really don't think that I'm a real live regular person. They think I'm some Russian going, I can't even fake a Russian accent. That's how little I know about Russia. And I don't even know, honest God, I don't even know if black people live in Russia. But yes, Rush Limbaugh. Should one of the first things that... Yeah, I can't pin... I'm listening to him every day now, so I can't really exactly pinpoint when I was like, I'm going to start listening to Rush. But the more... See, this is the thing the left started messing up with, because they was actually good at not doing this. and they actually started messing themselves up. I say towards when Obama was getting ready to leave, is that they started taking the mask down and they started actually calling people by their name, and it made you start Googling them. Like, I never really cared about Bill O'Reilly. But then when Obama kept saying Bill this, Bill this, and he was talking to him, I'm like, who's Bill O'Reilly? I want to know a little bit about him. Who's Sean Hannity? Who's okay? Y'all always talking about Fox News all the time, so let me check out Fox News and then make up my own mind. And I've always been like that. I have never took anything at face value. Not a hip hop artist, not you know what's trendy, where's it going. So the more the left keeps talking about these people, and I think it was around now. Now I did join Twitchy.com, and I gotta give my friends over at FreedomReconnection.com some credit for this, because I did a lot of lurking on the internet. I did a lot of like just sitting behind a keyboard like most people, not saying nothing to nobody, just reading a lot and just reading people talking to each other and everything. And sometimes people talk over each other. And I just sat back, right? And then when people start saying black people need to do this and black people do that, I'm like, I'm black, so what are you talking about? And then I start jumping in. And the more the trolls attacked me, the more I defended myself. And the more I defended myself, the more they was making me mad. And the more they kept saying, oh, you're not really black or you don't believe this, the more I kept coming out. And then like, you can talk to the people over at Freedom Reconnection, and if they get off work or whatever and they jump in, they can vouch for this, that they started defending me. And then I was just getting irritated. And one time, I didn't have a Twitter yet. One time, one of the mega trolls over at Twitchy decided to try to out me on Twitter, and he outed some poor girl. I don't know who she was, but she just happened to call herself Mrs. Pinky as me. And so he outed her, and then I felt kind of bad, like, oh, the troll outed this strange girl. I don't know her. She don't know me. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to show you who really Miss Pinky is. So, and I never, see, this is the thing. When I grew up in my household, my parents would talk about the Clintons and politics. I never, ever, like, cared about politics. I was just living my life. But my life turned political. I tried to go to college. That didn't work. I went to the Army. Before I went to Army, in between Army and college, I kept jumping from job to job to job to job. And I was just getting tired of being broke. I was tired of not making money. And I was like, I'm not going to go, excuse my French, pastor, but I'm not going to shake my ass, and I'm not going to sell drugs. But I do want to work a regular job, and I do want to bring in enough money to support myself. I don't want a welfare check. I don't want the government taking care of me. I don't want to have a whole bunch of kids and depend on the government, which ironically kind of the situation I'm in right now, because I served and now I'm a veteran and now they're taking care of me. But that was never my intention. That came out of a lifelong of stuff to do. But oh, my first name? Oh, I just call myself Mrs. Pinky. I don't put out my government, but you probably gonna find out my real name if you just do a couple of searches and boom, find me on Facebook. But I personally don't put my government out there, because it's not y'all. It's a couple people that in my own personal life that's gonna find out I got a radio broadcast and be, hating and all that. And I don't really feel like dealing with that. But I call myself Mrs. Pinky, and I found out that that's a porn star. And I always joke that that's not me, but my actual last name fits. If you go search, you'll find out that, oh, okay, I see how she calls herself Mrs. Pinky. But it's actually a nickname I gave my husband when we were soldiers. And then so I married him, and so I figured I became Mrs. Pinky because I call him Pinky, And then our son running around calling himself Kid Pinky. So, I haven't decided yet, because it's some weirdos online if I want people just calling me by my first name. And I was a soldier too, so when people call me by my first name, it still feels weird. Like, so, and then I got a couple nicknames from my family, and so I just thought Mrs. Pinky was just the easiest thing to come up with. And I used it as my email account long before I got, and it was my screen name, and it went from there. With job that I was a military cook, a 9-2 golf, yeah. We don't call ourselves chefs, but we got the soldiers fed, so I cooked, yes. And I know people are like, a cook, like they still that's what black people do. Isn't that the only thing black people can do back in the day? Well, I have a passion for feeding people. That's just my thing. You see this, like, yeah, I like to eat, and so I like feeding people. And I feel like, honest to God, that's the one thing you can do to bring people together, is to feed them. Give them some munch on or whatever, and you can feed them. So, now don't get me wrong. We have this like bond in Quartermaster Corps, the cooks, the fuelers, the supply guys. We have this like bond, but that job takes a special kind of soldier to want to be a cook, because when you deploy, thanks to Donald Rumsfeld. Sometimes you might not do your job, so you can get stuck anywhere doing anything. Like my first deployment, my second deployment, I did a little admin, I did a little supply runs to get food to Iraqis. I did a whole bunch of stuff that had nothing to do with my job. But if you really have a passion for food and feeding people, it's an awesome military occupational specialty, or MOS is what we call it in the Army. I don't know what they call it in the other branches, but we also had competitions around Thanksgiving where you get to show your skills. We had competition between shifts. We got to have culinary wars. If you get a special selection, you can actually be a personal chef or a general. Or you can get a crappy duty where you end up working at Leavenworth, which is, prison. So you're like, ugh. But as far as me and my time, I really love my MOS. My issues with the military had nothing to do with the actual job I picked. I actually wanted to do this, which was journalism when I first joined, but somebody said my voice was sounded weird when I recorded it and everything. So long story short, I ended up as a cook. So that's what I did in the military. But that's what I was supposed to only do. But I did a lot of stuff that had nothing to do with that. Like I pulled security detail for a fob, making sure that the Muslims that came in from Iraq, I had to pat them down and make sure those females weren't carrying explosives in their burqas or in their hoodies, because the men weren't searching them right. I also put security detail where we actually went off the fob in a truck that had like a scanning machine in the back, and we would run like the cars through to see if they had IEDs in it. We had the first national Iraqi elections in Al Assad, and I actually was chosen as an NCO, as a sergeant, to go out and make sure the females were secure from the men, because a lot of females had to sneak and vote. So, um, the military is made up of so many different groups of people. So it's just like any walk of life where you run into people. You're gonna meet good people, bad people. I dated in the military. I dated out of the military. So but I have like real live family from the military. Like my husband was in the same squad, same unit, same platoon. A lot of my girlfriends. I've babysitted a lot of people, kids. Um, it's just something about that brotherhood, sisterhood that's in the military. Cause I think because you're going through the suck together, like they see you dirty, they see you stressed out, they see you crying, they see you upset, they see you happy, they see you glad. So you see so much about each other that it does become like a secondary family. And there's some people I'm glad I'm never gonna see again. But there's a lot of people like down my Facebook and everything that I would like go to their house right now. I would go hang out with them and things like that. How do I handle getting called names and everything? Being a soldier, being a veteran, you get tough skin. Like when you go to boot camp, right? Like the first day I got there, the drill sergeant jumped on and just started yelling like So like you become, like I say, a savage. Like you get used to being yelled at. How do you keep it from infecting me? I realize that the more that they yell at me, the more that I'm on the right path. I do pray a lot. It did take time to get to where I'm at now. Like I said, I started off on twitchy.com and I was just lurking, and I actually was getting in my feelings, but then the more you get in their feelings, they say, haha, I got you. So I started learning to Uncle Tom, and this is something that, like, I guess being with other black conservatives, it's almost a badge of honor, because you can tell that the person who called you Uncle Tom didn't read the story. And then when somebody call you Uncle Tom, it's almost kind of like a nanny boo boo. You Uncle Tom because you're not doing what I want you to do. And it's kind of almost like the savage in me, like, yeah, you call me Uncle Tom, so that means, I got you under your skin, because obviously you can't defend your topic if you name calling me. Did I call you anything? Did I curse you out? No. So, oh, you tell me we read. Oh, hold on, let me go back. Okay, forgive me for bringing. But the main way I handle it is I put them on blast. And then you guys are so wonderful. Y'all be like, oh, and y'all just come out. Y'all just start coming back to my defense. And I got the most wonderful followers and a wonderful family. And it's just like having some of y'all read it. Like one time I posted when this girl said it, and I don't never expect it to be popular or anything like that on here. So when one of my friends, I call her Queen Bee, her name is Velvet, and another couple of other friends from my other freedomreconnection.com, they saw me before I got to Twitter. Twitter was also another way that I could vent political discussion. So I knew I was jumping into the beast. But the way that people, the followers, come under your comments and just be like, back up, and then we all be like, so it's like we feed off each other. Somebody like, I think his name is Chad Green, and he's conservative, but he's gay, and he gets so much hate that it makes me so mad. So every time I see somebody just attacking him, like going at him, I jump right in. I jump head first. I'd be like, get off of him. You can't talk about him. That's like my little brother. So it's almost like a combat thing, like jumping on a grenade for somebody. And it hurts my feelings, not so much them attacking me. What hurts my feelings is that this has real world implications. I see my hometown, Baltimore, looks like crap. I see, family members still struggling, but they complain about Trump holding them back. And I'm like, come on. So what hurts my feelings is not when somebody attack me, my teeth, my looks, none of that. I guess I'm too old for that. I don't got time for that. But what hurts my feelings is when I see the real world implications of, like, we have this tight race going on in Georgia, and I see, people voting, and they still voted for the same business as usual. And I'm like, y'all was just complaining that the state needs to change. Y'all was just saying that y'all tired of the same things. But then y'all go in the voting booth and y'all vote for the same people. How did Maxine Waters get 71% in the vote over there in California? How? That's where my feelings get hurt. I'm like, okay, y'all talk a good game. I'm a black conservative. Where's the support so I can go out there and help? I'm not saying support me so I can, make my pockets fat. I'm saying support me so my voice can go out there and convince the younger ones that are out there and coming. My passion comes from my son's future, okay? Will he have kids out there telling him that girls and boys are the same and a girl can be a boy can be a girl? Would he be out there fighting? Think about, okay, y'all, like, older generations complain about millennials, right? And say that we're messed up. So what do y'all think Generation Z gonna look like? What do y'all think the generation after them gonna look like? If y'all think we bad, and we grew up in the 90s and when everything was starting to be cool, like, everything, I really, really, really love the compliments, but I'm telling you, the tough cookiness did not come overnight. It didn't come easy. I paid a heavy price, and I fight every day. Like, I get trolls, and I either say something to them or I block them. But it came from years of experience. Some people been on Twitter longer than me, and they say, hey, Miss Pinky, just block them, So, oh, you wonder where the passion come from? It's just, I don't know about y'all, but I'm just so tired. I was a service member. I stood under the flag. I folded the flag. I went to Iraq. I saw how people treated all of us. That's where we got treated equal, is when all of us got on that plane and we went to Iraq, and then those terrorists saw us. They didn't see a black woman and then a white man and a gay man, and they didn't see that. They saw that green and that red, white, and blue, and they treated us all the same, and they were shooting right at us all the same. That's why they treated us the same. And I hate when I came back to the States, and then everybody's just over here fighting over some nonsense, fighting over because slavery happened a couple of years ago. They fighting us now. They're killing black people in Libya right now. They're killing children, trafficking children. They got drugs in our streets right now. You up there fighting for a hip-hop artist named Jay-Z who told you he sold crack to our communities. Told you that there's people to this day that are hooked on crack because of him. But you down here CDs because his wife is pretty. That's the stuff that bothered me. I am black. And that's why I am conservative, because for 30-something years, we've been complaining about the same thing. Martin Luther King died. Malcolm X died. Two guys on two different ends of the two different spectrums. One for peace, one wasn't. One was Muslim, one wasn't. One was Republican, one wasn't. And they both died. This is what I'm saying. It's the same cycle over and over again. And we see black people getting raised without their daddies. Kids being born out of wedlock. And we've seen it over and over and over again. And I'm sorry, but I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing the same thing. I'm tired of people saying, where you from? Miss Vicky, I'm from Baltimore. Oh, is that the place where Freddie Gray got what he got and then it got burned down? I don't want my city to be remembered for that. I don't want my city to be remembered as the dilliest city in America. I don't want, people to be proud that want to come visit New York and whether they see some dude pissing on the streets, God forgive, But You know, I don't want to. I lived in Los Angeles when I was a teenager. I always want to go back visit my cousins and stuff, but I can't. You know, I am actually proud to be an American, but it's almost like you gotta be proud to be American like this. Right. I'm proud of America, but don't look at LA. I'm proud to be America, but don't look at the people pissing in San Francisco. I'm proud of being America, but don't look at Chicago. They shooting each other. Oh, okay. You talking about? Are you talking about how like Hitler rose to power? Hitler did what he did to the Jews, and now boom, look at Germany now. Versus we had slavery, it was bad, but look at us now. But another thing that people don't do is the math on the years. America is only 250 years old. Islam is like what? How many years old? Christianity is how many years old? We're how many years old compared to other countries in the world, and yet we got it together faster than everybody. Yeah, we played into the slavery game. We did. We slaughtered some Native Americans. Yeah, we did. We impressed some Chinese. We did. But we did all of that in a shorter time span than the Middle East, than Europe. Europe want to sit here and tell us how to do it, and as I remember my history, America wouldn't be no America without Europe. So how y'all gonna be mad at us for how we do over here? And y'all the reason we do what we do the way we do it over here. Last I checked, it was the British Empire that was trying to enslave us, and we rose up against them, and then that's why we got the Second Amendment. So how y'all gonna then tell us that we need to get rid of guns? I'm like, hold up. Y'all wasn't y'all the ones who enslaved black people because they didn't have no guns, and now Europe is trying to tell us not to have guns? Don't tell me go to school and read a book. Don't tell me go to school and read a book and pick up some pages. And then when I go to school and I learn this stuff, and now I have a bachelor's degree. Now I took American history. I took Black history, and I learned this stuff. And then you say stuff that don't make sense to me because it don't make sense to me. How are you going to tell me that we should put down our guns when black people was defenseless, women was defenseless, Native Americans was defenseless, Mexico is where it's at now because of war. You gonna tell me that I shouldn't defend myself? I lived in Baltimore, which is one of the dangerous cities, like I said before. My brother was shot. I had a gun put in my face, and I could have been shot when I was only a teenager working at Burger King late at night trying to make some money. Okay? People are shot there every day. Our inner city schools have trained officers in there. We're not free to roam around like the white schools down in Florida. These are things that happen to me, yes. And like I told a lot of people earlier, I did contemplate suicide a couple of different times. But see, there's a guy that lives high and looks low and has always got my back, and his name is Christ Jesus. And I'm sorry if it seemed like I'm blabbing, and I'm going to sit here and tell you my testimony. But if it had not been for the Lord on my side, I don't know where I'd be right now. And I don't know. If you're atheist, if you're Jewish, if you're Hindu, if you believe what you want to believe, I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to believe about Christ. But I cannot deny what Christ has done for me in my life. Okay? I was 16. I could have drowned. I was raped. I had a miscarriage. My dad survived 6 or 7 heart attacks, and we prayed around him. My brother that was shot, they talked about his liver should have been gone. They said he was bleeding nonstop. I put my hand on his liver. I prayed in the name of Jesus. My brother's still here to this day. Now he has a son, and he's a chef. Okay? So I can tell you about Jesus. I'm not going to preach to anybody today, but I'm just letting you know that's where a lot of stuff comes from. I can't be scared to stand up for the word. I can't be scared to stand up anymore when Christ did it and it cost him his life for me. So I can't be like that. Now, if you want to believe that, you want to sit here and believe that we came from some monkeys or we came out of nowhere, no chaos theory and all that. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I got a PhD in nothing, but I'll sit here and debate you all day because yes, my anecdotal evidence is anecdotal, but I can keep every time you tell me, well, there's kids with cancer, okay? There's kids who had cancer don't got it no more. There's evil people in the world, okay? And those evil people became good people. Saul was in the Bible. Saul was going around killing Christians. Saul thought he had authority to go around, and Jesus knocked him off of there, and Saul became Paul, okay? What about King David? King David killed this dude, and King David, King David became after God's own heart. I mean, I can sit here and go all day. We can go all back. I love to talk, so I can go back and forth. I didn't just come to this Christianity because that's what my dad's a minister and my mom been in the church. That was the time I was whoremongering, and I didn't want to do it no more. And I was like, whatever. And then I came right back on the round because I was like, okay, God, you're the only one that's making sense. I cannot understand how. I cannot understand, and I'm talking about family too. So yeah, I get it from my family. I cannot understand how you can believe in Christ, the saving grace of Christ, and don't defend our young, our unborn. I don't understand how you can believe in Christ, and then you support how people are being bullied for not believing a certain thing. You tell me not to press my religion on you, okay? But then you got a pride parade all month long talking about LGBT. I thought pride was a deadly sin. Okay? You don't want me to be on my soapbox, but you on your soapbox. Okay, be on your soapbox. But when I sing Amazing Grace, because they playing Muslim music in the public, don't get mad at me. And I'm sorry, my tunes are not that good, but I will sit here and sing to Christ. And if y'all won't let them play that little Muslim music, that I swear it irks me. And I used to listen to that every day when I lived in Iraq. I will sit here and I will sing just a close walk with thee. I mean, we can play this game all day. Like you can't sit here and tell me not to eat meat, and then tell me not to shut up about Jesus. No. And I didn't start this live chat to talk about God, but God, you bring up God, I can talk about him all day because God is good to me. So I don't know about anybody else, but and I have an uncle that passed away a few weeks ago, and he on to be with the Lord. But I know how my uncle, would say about God a couple times too, and my grandmother. And Jesus has been through my whole entire family. My great grandfather was an elder. My great grandfather was a minister. My dad's a minister. My brother's a deacon. My mom is in Sunday school and she's going to evangelistic training. But it didn't have nothing to do with none of them. Just like a lot of them are Democrats. And so, and I'm sorry, the truth is the truth. So that is I think that's really a sweet thing to say. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm called to do this, and then sometimes I don't know. Like I said, I don't know, and I haven't really actually been in the house of the Lord a long time, and that's because honestly, God, it's not God that I don't trust. It's mankind I don't trust. So I haven't really found a church home that I want to go to. I do think that God tried to bless me with one, and I just didn't listen. But that's another story for another day, and I got my own issues like my swearing and all that stuff, so I gotta get right. So I can't be out there telling everybody, "Hey, you go do this and you do that," and I didn't fix me yet. But we'll see what God do with that. So, but yeah, like I actually went to look for what the word conservative mean because it's easy just to say, okay, Donald Trump racist, and I'm like, okay, how? So where was y'all calling him racist when he was on The Apprentice? I mean, NBC didn't think he was racist when they gave him a show. Hillary Clinton didn't think that he was racist when she went to his wedding. Okay, but I'm gonna go back and check Twitter see if anybody don't know. I think some of my friends are in Texas, so they might not be off of work yet. So I mean, it's kind of cool. I like how y'all texting me, and then I can answer y'all back. So maybe it would be kind of crazy if more people was in here. So I haven't really found a way, but I do think it would be kind of cool just to get a feel of that y'all are some real people out there. I hate how Twitter and Facebook is trying to dismiss people and make people feel lesser than because they're not Democrats and that they're not. Now, the only thing that's starting to irk me just a little bit and make me want to almost give up doing all this was um, some people are doing it on the right a little bit with the whole Trump thing now. I did not support Donald Trump in the election in 2016, and I didn't vote for him, and I didn't, and it was a lot of reasons, but we're past that now, of knowing what he would do, what he wouldn't do, and a lot of stuff in 2016 was speculation, and I know a lot of mudslinging was going on because it was a contest, and he had to fight, and he was an outsider, and he was a politician, and also he's not the best speaker, so sometimes what he mean and what he say don't line up, but I tell you one thing, I feel like I'm a lot better off that he's president, not Hillary Clinton. I mean, I don't know how black people still supporting her when she was very patronizing, like she said about she had hot sauce in her purse, she hanging out with Jay-Z. I'm like, how dumb do you think people are? Like, Hillary, you was the first lady of Arkansas with the Confederate Flag Day. Come on. Yeah, that's why I decided to start doing a podcast because my whole entire life That's all I've really been known for is my talking. So, oh my God, let me tell you, I'm from Baltimore, right? So Ben Carson, the thing about Ben Carson though that I thought was really weird was I just wanted him to, to just, he did the same thing Mitt Romney did. And I feel like Mitt Romney did in 2012. They have the ideas, they have the common sense, they have the good policies, but they didn't have the balls of Trump. Like Trump is such a troll. And I guess because he lived in the public sector, the private sector a lot and was a businessman, that he already been called all these names. He already been called racist and stuff. So he knew how to handle that. Like Mitt Romney was really right in 2012 when he said that Russia would be our next geopolitical foe. But he didn't say anything. He like just folded up. And it's like, you had the guy on the ropes and you let it go that the moderator was cheating you. I mean, I was like looking at Mitt Romney against Obama. I was like, come on, come. So Dr. Ben Carson was one of the earliest neurosurgeons, and he's from Maryland. He had his campaign house in Maryland, so I was like hyped with Dr. Carson. I mean, I didn't pick Dr. Carson because between him and Ted Cruz, I feel like Ted Cruz was him, but just had the bike behind it. And Ted Cruz knows how to slap somebody down intellectually. They don't know that they just got dusted by him by the time Ted Cruz gone. Like Ted Cruz would be out of the studio, and they be like, "Wait a minute, you just insulted me," you know. But I was actually hoping that it was going to be Ben Carson as Ted Cruz's running mate, but then he picked Carly Fiorina. And where is she at? Did anybody know where she at? Because, man, she was having Hillary on the ropes. I was like, girl. Yeah, I voted for Cruz too. And, oh, my God, I want to choke John Kasich so bad. Like, but the way that they're coming at Trump, and I know they would do the same thing to Cruz, even though Cruz is Hispanic, he speaks Spanish, and I'm sure he can handle it. But the way they're coming at Trump, like, I almost am glad that Cruz is like in this, in the background, because they will be like the people that Trump can like just sick on people. Like, I'm not a lawyer. Let me send out Ted Cruz. So I kind of like the setup a little bit better. Like people don't realize that if they impeach Trump, that we get Mike Pence as president, and Mike Pence actually picked Ted Cruz on the primary. It's so crazy. And John Kasich is such a fraudulent. Like he's trying to be a nice person, and he's more like Rick Santorum, like with the sweater vest and everything. Like he's like an old, dirty old man that's trying to pretend to be nice, but just doing nastiness behind back. Like I want to choke every mailman I see because of him. Like. Are you talking about Carly Fiorina? Never just co-sponsored things? Let me see. Because I don't know if I can pull that back up. No, Pence made me so mad. You want to know what made me mad about Pence, right? Because I'm passionate about this, so I know people now. Oh, the freedom of religion, right? Is that what made you mad, Pastor? Because that's what made me mad. Like when he had the chance to stand up for the First Amendment and freedom of religion, and now the cake bakers won. The cake bakers won. So the fact that the cake bakers won, the Indians oh yeah, the freedom of religion, because they came down here with Georgia with that crap, and our governor folded too because of Walking Dead, and he didn't want them to leave. I was like, go to Alexandria for real. But I watched the show too, but that's why I keep on thinking like. Oh, hold on, my phone. Sorry, guys. Man, I wish more people would join this chat room because I want y'all to tell me like how 2016, like I just didn't like how the news did and talk about how diverse it was. Like we had Rubio, we had Cruz, we had Ben Carson, we had, I mean, shoot, we could have threw Herman Cain up in there. Like I mean, Herman Cain was for Trump long before he admitted it on the radio. Like he was acting like he was still, but he liked it. He liked it, Trump, and that's why I was surprised Trump picked him. I was like, Trump could have picked anybody. He could have picked Ted Cruz, but you love Kane. I don't know what happened to him though. Like when we was talking back about Rush Limbaugh stuff, Herman Cain. It was like Mike Huckabee had a show on the radio on Fridays, and I was going to college, on Fridays I had a long class, and it took me a while to get to school so I could hear Mike Huckabee talking. And then Mike Huckabee went, I think, back on Fox TV. I don't know what he was doing. I think he was running again. Did he run in 2016? Yeah, I think he did for a little bit. And so he left the radio, and then that slot got to Herman Cain, and I found out who he was, and he actually lived in Georgia, and he was part of the Restaurant Association, which I'm into cooking, so that's how I learned about Herman Cain. He's another black conservative that people forget about. And so I used to listen. Me and my husband started listening to Herman Cain all the time, and now I think his radio is only in Atlanta. But during the 16 election, then that's when I felt like he was going towards Trump. And don't get me wrong, I did not think that Trump was conservative. I think Trump was just sitting back like, I'm gonna run as a Republican. And I joke with people that even Trump didn't know he was gonna like win. Like, he's smart, he see it coming, but I don't think he knew like right off the bat. Like he's sharp in a way that's not like, he probably not good at like taking tests, but he good at like how to, like poker, like know when to play his cards, know when to pull them back. Like, cause I noticed he do that on Twitter. Like he know when to say something to make him mad, but then he know when like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Let me, you know. Yeah, but I'm really iffy at picking people for being first at the first, because that's how I got slighted with Obama, because everybody was like, oh, Obama's first. And then I'm thinking he mixed, so he can bring black and white people together because he black, he white, So I'm so leery of these first, oh, you the first, blah, blah, blah. You got to show me more than that, okay? You can't help if you black. You can't help you can't help if you the first gay, black, whatever. So if you can't help that stuff, then I can't judge you for that, because that you had nothing to do with that. Show me what you working with. Show me what you gonna bring to the table. And I don't even care if you got a whole lot of accolades or not. I want to know your ideas. I want to see your solutions, and But yeah, the first this and the first that. There's a lady that's coming out saying she's the first Native American, and everybody's like, "Oh, what happened to Elizabeth Warren?" I think it's because she ran in California, and so she was like trained off that. And then like they started hitting her with stuff, and she didn't. That's one thing I get tired of. A conservatives do. They don't really have, they don't. That's why. Oh my God, I love Sarah Sanders. Like I probably like her more than I like her daddy, because her daddy's like old school. But her, wow, she. I'm sorry, that is Kid Pinky right now. He's coming in, and he's trying to see what mommy's up to. I guess I've been gone too long, so he's trying to jump in and be on the camera.
Hey, I'm trying to make a video with Mrs. Pinky Taps.
Okay, bye, sweetie. Okay, give mommy a kiss.
I hope you have fun watching Mario Odyssey, because I think you want to buy it.
Yeah, trying to use my plate. Bye.
I don't like it when you close my mouth. Why do you keep popping up?
Because they're talking, Nicholas. Bye.
Dun, talk and move.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Pinky.
I knew I was.
I'm going to watch Mario Odyssey in my Kid Pinky room.
Okay, Kid Pinky.
Pinky out. Mr. Pinky on out.
I should have knew I couldn't hide off from him long enough. He was going to find me. I was thinking I was going to just hide in here. Oh, here's my heart, though. But that's what that sound was for me to go check on him. But, I'm having such a good time talking to y'all. I hope other people do check out this podcast, and then maybe we can get a couple more voices in here. He called himself Kid Pinky, too. I didn't even come up with that. Like, he was like, I'm going to call myself Kid Pinky. And I'm going to just mess with your followers. And I said, oh, Lord. Yeah, his generation love YouTube. They love being on YouTube and being in it. So I knew he was going to stick his head in here at some point. But he's another miracle of mine, because the doctors told me that I couldn't even have kids. And I'm like, who is this? Yeah, that's what he called himself, Kid Pinky. I was dying today. He's like, Mom, I'm gonna call myself Kid Pinky. I'm like, what? I've been telling people it's Little Pinky or Pinky Jean. He said, nah, I'm gonna call myself Kid Pinky. I'm like, okay, if that's what you want to be. And so, if y'all ever hear a podcast and I hear a little kid coming on there doing an ad job, it's probably gonna be him. Oh, I said, shoot, if you're gonna keep coming in here, you're gonna do some work for mommy. K Pinky, K Pinky. Oh, K Pinky. I don't know. We're gonna work with it and try to figure it out. I let him have fun with that. Yeah, I've been in here for almost an hour. Oh my god. I told you I can talk for a long time. But I know some of my uh uh all right, thank you. Thank you for joining me. Oh, I had so fun with you guys. Lil Pink, yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna get a jersey and I'm gonna just put it on the bag and see what we do. But I'm gonna go check on him because if not, he gonna come back in here. And I had fun today. Maybe we can do this every day or every other day or every week, once a week. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. Um, Maybe this will be my time to hide away from him when he taking naps because he on summer vacation already. So maybe when he sleep, I can sneak in here and talk. Yeah. Maybe I'll let y'all talk to him. But don't be surprised. He has his own mind. So maybe one day we'll just have him in here, let y'all ask some questions and stuff, and I'll read it to him. But y'all guys have a good night. Love you. Say a prayer for me, Pastor. Say a prayer for y'all. Pray for the country. Pray for the president. Pray for Democrats too that they see the light. And we'll do it again sometime. I know my viewers in the West Coast and in Texas probably not off work yet, and they probably gonna be so mad at me. But I'll post it for everybody, and we'll get this together. See y'all next time. I love y'all, and y'all have a good weekend. Bye bye.